Hannah Ellis, a week in from campaigning. Can you
Yeah.
how's it been going?
It's been going good. Yeah, I've been out every day, all day, every day since I was lucky enough to be selected, talking to people. And I really enjoy speaking to people on the doorsteps, hearing what matters to them, what I could hopefully do to them if I'm elected for as their candidate on the 4th of July. And it's been lovely. You realise how much of a small world Harlow is when you start knocking on doors and everyone seems to know you or your family, and lots of people wishing me good luck, which has been lovely and very much appreciated.
So you're making it sound like it's great at the moment, but so what
No,
are what are the
it's
issues?
not all great. I know. I mean, I put myself forward because I know that there is work to do, and I want to get stuck in and do that. So I'm very, I'm not shying away from that. I know there's a lot of work to do, and I'm ready to step up to do that.
So what are those issues? Here we are in Ainsley Gardens in Church Langley. You've been in Church Langley this morning. What are those issues coming up?
Yeah. So, well, nice things that have come up. Lots of people noticing the work that's going on in the town centre. Obviously, lots of things being knocked down at the moment, but also things starting to be rebuilt. I keep telling on how excited I am to have Marks and Spencer's coming back hopefully shortly. I'm looking forward to that one. But otherwise, immigration is high on people's priorities, and crime and antisocial behaviour as well.
Why? Can I ask? It sounds like a slightly naive question.
Yeah.
Why immigration? What is it people are upset, angry about?
I think there's two issues. I think it's one, people coming over here illegally, unfairly. It's people smugglers. It's not, it's not people coming over for the right reasons, whether it's economic migrants using that or, it's just a horrible trade of people, people being brought over for the wrong reasons and skipping the queue, frankly. So people are unhappy about that. But I think people are also unhappy with the overall numbers. Even, there is, people come here and they contribute to our country and we value them. But I think people also appreciate that there's a limit to that. And, whether it's housing or our public services, there is only so much capacity in the system and it can't be unlimited.
And are people saying, and you've let this happen over 14 years? And if they do so, what's your response?
Yeah, I know there's more work to do. I mean, one of the things I was working on legislation was the Rwanda scheme, and I'm really hoping that gets ramped up very soon. And I think it's really important to have that kind of thing acting as a deterrent, not just as a solution to the immediate people that are here, but to stopping people being incentivized coming here in the first place. So I'd just say there's work in progress. I know that there is more to be done, and I want to see more done. So I would very much, I've heard what they say. I feel those things too, and I'd be very much making the case. Another thing we announced the other day was a legal cap on migration, overall migration, and that will be decided on by Parliament. And again, I would very much be advocating for that to be a lower manageable number.
But is there a line? Is there a sort of making sure you've got the tone right? Because 18.5% of the population are non-UK born.
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure. Do you have to make sure those people are welcome to live, stay, and live lives here?
Oh, completely, and they are so welcome. And I know they contribute to our public services as well as using our public services. I completely believe that. I just think it's not an individual problem. It's just an overall capacity and numbers problem. And people also want to feel that people are integrating and playing part in society, which so many people are. And we're a very welcoming country. But I think it's just about fairness.
And crime? What are the key issues about crime?
Yeah, I'd say, everything from, I say low level, it's not low level if you're having to deal with it, but, antisocial behaviour, fly tipping, the stuff that is infuriating to most people who have to put up with it. We've had some really good announcements that I've been pleased to see on the last few days on, fines on people's, not fines, sorry, but points on people's licences for fly tipping. Sounds like a great idea. Sometimes it's hard for these things and time consuming to go through the courts, but if you can have quicker action that puts people off, and that's great. And also easier to evict people from antisocial behaviour from properties, because I know you can have one household in the street that ruins it for everybody else if they're not considerate of their neighbours. And I'm personally think we should be very hard line on these things, because it is a minority that ends up ruining it for a majority.
But do people understand the criminal justice system? The police can be frustrated with the courts, with the CPS, etc. There's a lot of frustrations. And I guess, are you, even though a week in, if you've sort of got to have some feel of a plan in place that you have on all these issues?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I agree with you. I think, I'm sure our police would like to be out more on the streets rather than have to fill in paperwork back at the station. And I think I don't have all the answers right now, but I would agree that, you know, it's looking at our court system. I know there's lots of backlogs there, and it's, you know, the CPS, how can we can make these processes smoother and quicker so that, you know, our police can be out here more rather than, you know, we've put more police officers in place, which is great. And now I'd like to see them being, you know, have their time freed up to be out here patrolling our streets as well.
Just a sign of thing, because I know your team's having lunch.
They are. The Potter's Arms. They're treating us well. I've left a half-eaten pie on the table.
I don't want to delay you, but with the film that you especially had, you made, and the Harlow aspect, are people warm to that? Your relationship with your hometown?
Yeah, it's been really lovely. Lots of people have mentioned the video on the doorstep, which is lovely. It does take a bit of getting used to seeing your face on leaflets and posters and videos, but I think I'm getting there now. And yeah, it's been really lovely response, and that's what I wanted. I mean, I meant every word that I said, and I hope that came across to people. And I very much am doing this because I know there's work to be done, and I want to be Harlow and the village's voice in Westminster, not Westminster's voice here. I want to go out and fight for all these things we still need. I do think we've made good progress. I do think we've had a difficult, you know, time of it with the pandemic. We've got war on the continent, lots of things going on, but you can make a lot of difference as a good, hard-working constituency MP, as I've seen from Rob, our current MP, and that's what I really want to get stuck into.